please do your due diligence. Don't find yourself in the same kind of situation that I have recently found myself in. Good morning. It's Michael Todd. Welcome to The.Cult.Of.Vintage. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we are getting ready for our second antique excursion. Misty Pate, Thrifter Junker, Vintage Hunter, she is on her way here. We are going fast and furious getting the beautiful Scioto Inn here in Urbana, Ohio. He's up and ready to go. Let's say hi to him. Hey, Richard.
Hi.
Are you excited?
Thrilled.
What's next on your agenda?
I'm giving dogs baths.
Because there they are over there. They need baths. Boxes of movies. That's what's over there. You saw my side of the bed. You can see how I live. He's going back to work. Don't let him fool you. I've already gone to the post office. I've got one of the 2 rooms stripped, and I am doing a laundry. Insert a clip here of us going on a late night grocery haul for something very special. All those flowers he's getting. We're at the grocery store. Look at how pretty. Look, now listen, I'm gonna share some of these lilies, but most of these lilies are mine. Just saying. The roses, cool. The lilies, can you smell them? So that was 9:30 at night last night. We were getting flowers, and Richard has turned them into some beautiful miniature arrangements that of course are going to be going in everybody's room. We've got people traveling across the country, so we're excited to welcome them back here. Let me show you the flowers. Yes, they are on the stove. The joys of small business. This is the stuff that, you know, hey, this is the reality of it. When you own a small business, this is the reality. You got to work with the space that you got to work with. So these are great. Look at the little teacups. These are the vases Richard likes to get inexpensively so that he can give them away for free. Look at the little hobnail, the Hobbs glass tumbler. I love these arrangements. Isn't that great? My task, this is from the lower level. We've got to get in here. I've got to fold this, get this into the dryer. Oh. Okay, so the laundry was folded. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a cup of coffee where the guests typically do, because of course I didn't get, oh, the other room is checking out right now. I didn't get coffee last night. So we're gonna head in there. A little coffee bar, which, no, folks, let's dispose of our own coffee. Is the Keurig filled? Which we have water over here to fill it. Okay, what am I gonna do? This. You can go into freshroasted.com. This is actually a friend of mine. His name is John. It is exceptional coffee. Don't let the name fool you. It's not like crazy strong, though I will admit I do like a strong cup of coffee. I'm going to refill the Keurig quick, may as well. Okay, so I have my cleaning supplies. I have 2 plastic bags here because we got to clean those out. We're going to dump somebody's this. So, okay, let's head back down to the lower level. So here we are in the lower level. I have taken you guys, on a tour before, but we have the bed, which has already been stripped. That's the laundry we were doing. Got to clean the bathroom, clean up some surfaces here. Richard will make the bed. I'm not a fan of making the bed, truth be told, because there's a very specific way of making it, and I can just never figure it out. God bless. But so I'm going to get to work in there. We're going to make it spiffy, and then we're going to have to move on to the second room. Just join me. He's making the bed. Look at the little flowers over there. We're going to include a local chocolatier, Marie's Candy. They're going to get a Scioto Inn t-shirt. Misty is also bringing a Vamp t-shirt, so a little goodies left in the room just as a sign of appreciation for their stay. I want to get a close-up of it. It's in a little teacup, and of course they're free to take it with them if they would like. I mean, it's theirs. Isn't that cute? Okay, we're gonna go into room 100. I see that a package that I got, we're gonna unbox this because honestly, you guys, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but this is something really serious that I want to talk to you guys about, and it's kind of like a buyer beware. It's something that I think is incredibly important to keep in mind, especially when doing online shopping. So I've read reviews where this has happened to other people, and now it's happened to me, and it's something that I certainly want to address with you so that you can make smarter decisions, again, when purchasing online. But before we get to that, of course, we have important things to do. Now, of course, this is not from the guest. You know, that is not from the guest. They were kind enough to leave their bed made. I am a fan. Again, wet linens. I know, God bless some people. I think it comes from Airbnbs. This idea of taking all of this stuff and throwing it into the shower. I personally am a bigger fan of things being left like this, so that way I can mentally prepare. I'm not a big fan of reaching in and grabbing a hold of wet linens. Just not my vibe. You know what I mean? But to each their own. So we're going to strip this. We're going to check out this. I'm unsure as to why folks close this window because you cannot see through the stained glass. I mean, you really can't. There's a brick wall on the other side, but you know. So we're gonna get the light in here. Like obviously this one has a window, but over there's not. So we're gonna get to cleaning this one, fluffing up the couch. Let's put the luggage rack back. Okay. This is the legit part. I mean, this is what we do. Okay, we're going to put some water in there. I get a running inventory of everything I need before I leave. Okay. I'm going to strip it and we're going to get to cleaning. So there's this one and this one. Here is another and another. Here is one more. And we've got one more to go into 203. Ooh, my favorite vessel. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to add that there to it. Make it cute. Go. Looking presentable, but we're not done. We're headed downstairs. Now, we had more reservations than the inn could accommodate. So Richard, before acquiring the inn, actually purchased the building right here across the street. He turned the top two, the windows up here. This is a hallway, the center window. But this is a suite and this is a suite. So we extended the reservations to include those. So we're gonna have to cross the street, get those flowers, candy, and t-shirts in those rooms too. What we are doing a little merchandising. So the t-shirts, Richard's moving some stuff around here. The t-shirts that the guests are getting is the gray heather with the black ink. These are incredibly soft. The brand is District. Funny. We also have the hoodies, which again are incredibly soft. So he's got t-shirts and the hoodies. These are available. You can email me. Right down below is the email address. Small to 2X are available in both. Hoodies are $40. And how much is the t-shirt, Bob? $20 for the t-shirt. Of course, shipping will be additional. So I'm going to get these folded up and get those merchandised, and then we're going to head across the street. We got flowers, we've got t-shirts, we've got candy in the pockets. We're going to head over here and set that up. Oh, traffic. We'll get over there eventually. We've made it into the back. Steve and Marilyn are the current owners. She's done a fabulous job with the back space. but we're gonna head up here to the apartments. Okay. Quick change of plans because our guest was already checked. Surprise! I just go waltzing in and there they are. So we're not going to film that part. We're going to give them a little privacy. But both of those guests checked in. What I did decide to do was I ran around to everybody's room really quickly because I'm going to add in a button for Vamp. Let me show you. We're going to add that in so everybody's room now has that. So there we are. We're going to go ahead. We got the hoodies stocked and the t-shirts and excess are put away. I'm gonna put away the extra bottles of water we have here. And yeah. Okay, so we're sitting down right now. I am tired. It's been a lot, but we got it done. Richard is actually just finishing up a little bit of sweeping outside. Guests have called to let us know their approximate arrival time, so I've got a little time before people kind of start arriving, and I do want to take this opportunity. I think that this is a cautionary tale for me. This is not... Let me just, okay, we'll just do it like this. So the box that I showed you at the beginning of the video, this box here, 31 inches long. Okay, so it is a substantial box. It's 31 by 12 by 7. And I did weigh it. It comes in at 6 pounds. Well, yeah, at 6 pounds. That is, oops, that is on the label. Okay. This came from the UPS store. This was shipped to me from Washington State, from a UPS store in Washington State, and it was shipped to me here in Ohio. When I purchased it online, the auction house said it was an online auction, and they said that you could have items shipped and it would be taken in-house. And then after I purchased it, I found out it was through UPS. That is where the cautionary tale comes from. This is not the first time. This is actually the second time that I have purchased something on an online auction where they utilized UPS to ship their packages. The first time it happened, it was a semi-local auction, and it was in Ohio, and it was still when I was traveling a lot between Ohio and Pennsylvania. My account was set up for a Pennsylvania address, so by default they shipped it. And it is that totally, I get why they would do that, because why would I drive from Pennsylvania to Ohio to pick up what was a glass vase? And from that experience, keeping in mind it would have been a 15-minute drive for me from the inn to go to the auction house. And, again, it is what it is. It cost me $32.62 to have a 12-inch glass vase shipped to me. And that was because it was shipped through UPS. And I vowed right then and there I would never, buy anything from an online auction that I was not able to physically drive to and get. This time when I read that was on a separate auction website. This other one I've purchased things from before. The description made it sound like it was happening in-house and it wasn't being sent to UPS, so I felt okay doing it. Well, that wasn't the case. The issue that I have is not necessarily with the auction house. Let me know what you think down in the comments. It was the fact that, one, it took 2 weeks for UPS to even pick the item up. I will show you, I'm going to do a screenshot of the actual receipt because I requested. I wanted to know exactly what I was charged and why I was being charged $130 to send this box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a screenshot here. You can see the actual cost what it would cost me if I were to do it myself and not to access any discounts through UPS. And then I'm going to insert another screenshot here. And this is showing what I would be able as a reseller to send the exact same size box, the exact same weight, if I were to personally, as a reseller, ship it. Quite a bit of a price difference. Now, I'm not necessarily surprised that UPS would not send the item at a discounted rate. It is what it is. It would have been nice. That said, there is still a price discrepancy between what I was charged, what is it, $23 difference in shipping. Not only is there a $23 difference in between the shipping, what I would, if I walked into UPS and said, here, I have this packaged, can you send this for me? I would pay that at the counter. There's a $23 discount, or pardon me, there's a $23 discrepancy between what I paid and what I, as a normal consumer, would be able to utilize. So I find that a bit troubling, number one. Number two, this box. This box cost me $15. They charged me $15 for this box. I ain't even playing with y'all. You see the receipt. Of course, I was then charged money on top of the box for utilizing their materials, their packing materials. So I'm at about $32 in packing material. $10 I was charged to have UPS pick up the item. And then I was charged, what, $7 and change to have somebody actually physically pack it. So again, that's the information. I'm certainly not going to say don't buy anything from an online auction house. I have done that before, and they've done it in-house. In other words, they have somebody there, and the shipping is far cheaper. But I would caution you against purchasing anything from an online auction that is utilizing the UPS store. Now, I guess my bigger problem is that then when I went back to the website, and a lot of the online auction websites, you can provide feedback. And what I've seen is there are comments about price gouging on shipping. And it does erode my personal confidence in ever purchasing something from, I will not obviously ever purchase something from that auction house there in Washington State. I certainly am not going to make a 3-day voyage to pick something up. That is just incredibly cost prohibitive. That said, the fact that I would be able to pay almost a third of it as an individual utilizing theirs, if I could save $23 just by walking in and being like, can you ship this for me, because I wouldn't have a printer, that's obscene to me. Charging $15 for a box, that's absurd. UPS is obviously they are a global shipper. So to say that this box is $15 retail, that's the explanation. That if I walked in to their store and purchased this box, it apparently would cost me $15 and I believe 65 cents. That is absurd. I can get a box, the approximate overall dimension, for what, $2 at Walmart? I mean, you can walk into Walmart and get a box bigger than this for $3, for $4. No. And I don't think that that's something that a lot of people think about, clearly, given the feedback that I've seen. I think it's one of those things that, having experienced it as a customer, seeing people's feedback. I clearly am not an auction house. Um, I have had really good experiences, as I said, from auction houses shipping internally and being okay with the shipping charge. I'm certainly, the whole, it cost me $10. It cost me $10 to pick it up, $7 to have somebody ship it. So I'm in it at to physically pack it. I'm in it at an additional $17.65. The bigger issue that I have is the exorbitant amount that you charged for packing materials, and the questionable missing 20 some dollars in shipping cost. That was incredibly disappointing. So be warned, be aware, make informed decisions when you are purchasing things online. I would like to think that, at that cost, you could have an employee. You could do it for half that. You could pay the employee and probably get an additional charge on it, and still be at half of what a customer would be charged. I mean, that would be $65. I just, it doubled the cost of my item. So I guess the moral of the story is, online auctions are great. It does allow you the opportunity to get things nationally, which is phenomenal. You can get good deals, though it is difficult. Um, but I would really encourage you to do your due diligence. If the online auction does allow, like if you use AuctionZip, ProxyBid, Live Auctioneers, those websites allow people to go in and leave feedback. Look at the feedback. Um, Look at all of the feedback, and I would really take that into consideration. Um, it has soured my experience. Like I said, I would never purchase anything from that auction house again. Um, you know, that's on me, I guess. But I think price gouging customers, that is on UPS. And as I said to the representative, when they call, I had to call them because it was at a week, and I was like, do you have my thing? Well, no, we got to go pick it up. So I called 3 days later. Well, no, we still got to go pick it up. I called 2 weeks later. Oh, yeah, well, we got it. And then the next day, I received a phone call and immediately knew that I was going to be overcharged because of the way the representative was framing it. Not to say that they weren't pleasant, but it was that kind of pleasant where that somebody's kind of setting you up to give you, like, bam, we're going to charge you $130. And as I said, well, I guess I apparently don't have a choice because I can't get a refund from the auction house. So what do we do? Just waste the $100 that I spent on my item just because I don't want to pay you shipping cost? Like, so you're kind of stuck at that point. You are stuck. I could have probably called my credit card company and explained the situation, and they probably would have sided with me. And because I do have that information, as a reseller, I do have the ability to go on and see what it would cost. And I am the kind of individual that will go and seek out your services and see how much it would charge, only to find out that I would pay less if I had shipped it from me to you, same distance. I just don't want to see anybody really getting taken advantage of. And I think that is, honestly, it's quite shameful on UPS's part. I don't typically make these kind of videos because I don't want to be negative. Yet at the same time, this is just me reporting on a negative experience. I certainly didn't want to make this kind of a video. And I do think that, I hope that through my experience, and me sharing it with you, that you can make better and more informed decisions if you do choose to purchase something through an online auction house that is utilizing UPS, the UPS store, to ship those items. I've used UPS shipping service and have never had a problem. I think the second screenshot that you will see is through Pirate Ship. That is the platform I use to send out my packages, and you can see at $27 it's half of what UPS would typically charge. So I am pleased to also be able to show you that. I know many of my YouTube live selling counterparts also use Pirate Ship. So I think that's a really good illustration of the savings that you can get when you are shopping small businesses. I'm just really some kind of way. Let me go ahead and open it, and we'll check out exactly what I got. So at least I got what I was looking for, but I paid twice. A little more than twice than what I normally would have. So I really hope it came in good condition. Quite frankly, right now I just opened the box and I'm a little bit more upset by it because, listen, y'all know I do it for a living, and I, like, here's the deal. I think that if it was an individual, I would not be putting somebody on blast like this, but because it's the UPS store and y'all do this as your business, I'm gonna put you on blast, because I'm not for it. Like, this is sophomoric at best. Like, you did the cheapest job y'all done could have done with this. I ain't impressed, especially for the price that I paid. Look, it is what it is. I could make an even bigger deal out of this by calling my credit card. I'm about to do it. Look, the South just done dropped right out of me. Let me show you the inside of my box. This is it. It's a doll. We took some these, what are these called? Air pockets. I'm not the biggest fan of these air pockets, number one, because they deflate. Now, they are new, but you gonna try and tell me this air pocket and this plastic bag, y'all don't put a plastic bag and a layer. Keep in mind, this is an antique porcelain doll. This is what I was charged another $16 for. You charged me for like the entire bag, but I got a fraction of it. Lord knows how much I paid for this plastic. Y'all are confused. UPS, you are confused with it. A layer, like, I ain't even, look, yo, I ain't even playing with you. It is a layer. What are you? You might be 5 feet long here. Okay, so I paid $16 for 6 feet in a plastic bag. Okay, so we have a Simon & Halbig antique German doll. She is a bisque porcelain. She is on a composition body. The clothing is excellent. This is a real human hair wig at this length. That's insane. Clothes are really good. Condition looks really good. She clearly has her original eyelashes, which is quite exceptional. She is a Betty Bye gal, so her eyes will, of course, open. This is the largest doll that I have in my collection. I know that creeps some people out, and I love her. I love this size. I'm very pleased, I will say that, with the doll, with the purchase. It was accurately pictured. It was accurately described. So I have no issues at all with that. It was photographed well. And again, ultimately she did arrive safely, but to pay that much for that little is obscene. In conclusion, I just, again, please do your due diligence. Don't find yourself in the same kind of situation that I have recently found myself in. I hate seeing people being taken advantage of. It's certainly nothing new in the world that we live in, that big companies would do that to just a regular old consumer. And at the end of the day, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm a reseller. But in this instance, I'm just I'm just a consumer. I'm just somebody out there trying to get something that I love, that I'm going to appreciate, that I'm going to be as best of a steward for this piece, so that way in another 100 years, she will still be around, and it is a part of history. And I have a love and a passion of that. And that this experience certainly isn't going to sour that, but for some people it could. And I don't want to see that being perpetuated over and over again. For me, again, as a consumer, granted, I do get a little bit of a microphone here on the Cults of Vintage, a little bit of a microphone, and I do want to use it, and I do want to use it to ensure that other people that share that enthusiasm and that passion don't get swept up into it. I want you to be cautious. I want you to be aware, and I want you to be aware of, because in my opinion, what just happened to me was unacceptable. It really truly was. To be charged an exorbitant amount from a company whose profession is to ship things. I would just, I guess to the consumer, I warn you, and to any business that is an auction house that is electing to utilize UPS, I would honestly say do better by your customers. This is what is happening to your customers. And at the end of the day, I certainly understand the desire and the need to want to have your items be broadcast to as wide of an audience as possible. I get it. I am in the same situation. I'm not faulting anybody on that. That's the name of the game. That is business. But sometimes what can happen is that while it might not cost you something, that you feel on the interim or in the immediacy, is that it does affect your business in the long term, because you have one less customer in me. Judging by the feedback, I would say that you've got a number of fewer customers. And if I think as a business, if you would do your due diligence, look at the rates in which your customers were being charged, and really did a little bit of number crunching, quite frankly, I don't think it's that big of a stretch, or would be that time consuming, that if you looked at the numbers in a critical way, you could easily determine at those rates that you could pay somebody a good rate above the $15 range, be it part-time or full-time, gainfully employ another individual or two, and you would still do better by your customers, and you would come in under half of what apparently a large company, a company of scale, could do. But I guess perhaps that is one way in which many large corporations get to be so big, is by protecting their bottom line. I would just hate to see auction houses kind of falling in line with that mentality. So we're going to leave this video on a positive note. One, I absolutely love and adore the doll, and she is going to be a very loved part of the collection, and I am very happy and honored to be able to get to be a steward for her, I hope for many years to come. I'm elated to have her. I think she's beautiful. We're going to do a little sprucing up of her, and yeah, so I'm excited about that. What I'm even more excited about is that this evening we are going to have folks that are traveling across this country to be here to spend time not only with myself, but Misty and Richard and Mark, and to get to know one another on a personal level. As I have said many times during the live sales, it is a tremendous honor in any way to be able to help facilitate the sense of community. I know so many people out there have gotten to know one another on a personal level, and to be able to do this in person is an even greater honor, and it is a tremendous privilege. So I'm super excited to get to meet some folks for the very first time. I get to see some folks again. We are going to be doing a little bit more video. Tomorrow is the official start of the event Friday. It is kind of like a free day, and then we're gonna have some major food, and of course, I'm gonna go show you guys all of the food. We just went over the menu the other day, so I'm really excited about that. We have some games planned, if need be, who knows. We'll, of course, have drinks, and we'll have breakfast, and oh, we're going to go shopping, the flea market, the antique malls. We're going to do a tour of the house that Richard is renovating, and I'm going to try my very best to get as much of it on camera so that we can share the experience right along with you. We are going to be doing more antique excursions, so if you kind of like what you're seeing, do be on the lookout. We, of course, will update both on Instagram and here on YouTube. So if you're kind of curious about it, stay tuned. You can always visit right here, the Scioto Inn. There is a link right there for upcoming events. It will always be posted there first before we officially announce it. So you can certainly check out there too. We do have a Halloween event coming up. There are a few, I think there are 3 rooms left. So if you're digging this and you love Halloween, definitely join us. We would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. But two, I just want to touch on this again real quick, but on a positive note, is that, you know, the whole shipping thing. I do want to make sure that when I say I appreciate it, that I'm demonstrating it through action. And it's not the most comfortable thing, truthfully, to come on here and be like, I got ripped off and this is the company to blame. That's not a great feeling. I don't get joy out of it. But I will say that if I can better serve you by helping you to make, as I said, smarter and more informed decisions, then that is the best way that I can put into action my literal appreciation for y'all's support. So, okay, we're gonna go finish up, and it's gonna be fun tonight. I think we're just gonna do dinner, and I will see you guys tomorrow. But until then, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.